regret, pain. Hi, I'm Josh. Welcome in. Today we're going to be trying to do face paint. I shaved my mustache today, which is great. So yeah, we decided that I would buy some face paint sets. It was actually really good. It came with all these brushes. I used every single one. And it came with 2 palettes. I used both. Mainly this one. It has some really vibrant colors. Especially the red and the white. Great. The white was really handy. I didn't really use that much of that one, but I feel like if it wasn't clown makeup, I would definitely be using those. So I went in with a big brush. I then decided that I found one bigger, so it was like, give me the bigger one, size queen. So I went in and directly put it into the white paint, which may have been a mistake. I looked impressed. I was not actually in the future, but yes. Decided this was the best way for applying this. So went in with the paintbrush, tried to create like a nice even coat of the white paint. It was tricky, but applied decently. Tried to get as close to my waterline as I could do, which it stayed there. I also don't understand why I didn't shave the bottom hairs on my lip. I decided to paint them. I could have kept my mustache. I then went in with a makeup brush that I used for my foundation. It did not work. It did not work. At least not how I wanted it. So I then returned to the brush. I think it had too much foundation on it, so it kind of just blurred it out. But it did make it look much smoother. I did go back in with that later. It was terrible. I then decided to go up and paint my jankety hairline, which was great. Went in, tried to just create like a nice, try and get every single little spot, which wasn't too bad. Decided to like outline my eyebrows and then paint directly over them, which was great. That actually served as a pretty good base for the future and got as close to my eye as possible. So here we go. Took a little bit out of my tear ducts because it did get stuck in there. And yeah, applying even more paint where it is not needed. Then went in with this makeup brush again.
Choices.
It does not look good. So I decided to go back in with a beauty blender and with a tiny bit more white paint. And it actually came out decently. It created a much smoother canvas for it, for the rest of the makeup to go onto. But yeah, it wasn't too bad. Had to apply more light and slightly adjust the camera, so I do apologize. But continued to go in, smoothing it all out. And directly go on with the black paint, which was it didn't look good. Don't do this. No. I don't understand why I did this, but I wanted to do like a mouth, but it doesn't look like a mouth. And then I did like little teeth. The teeth don't look like teeth. It looks more like stitches, which is still kind of cool, but like, yeah. Then I did like the skull shape and these little upside down birds, which were yeah. Then tried to add some highlights onto the teeth, but it just came out grey and blurred, so that was stupid. I add a tiny bit of depth to the cheeks, and then eventually smudge all of that stuff at the top. I just wanted to add a little bit of depth with those little upside down bird things. Yeah, I even wanted to add a little bit of depth to the forehead because I felt like if it was too flat. There's a lot of real estate there, so I needed to do something. So it doesn't look that bad. It kind of goes downhill from here. I decided to go straight over what I have just done with red paint. Yeah. But leave the bottom teeth. Yeah, leave those. And add extra blush. So the lips are now turning into blush, which was great. Then I decided that blue eyeshadow eyes were the great thing to do here. This was the best decision. and directly into the eyebrows, which stayed there. That did not come out of those brows. That stained. It was iconic.
She's got a point. She's an icon. She's a legend, and she is the moment. Now, come on now.
So yeah, tried to get as close to the eye as I could do without actually going inside, because that's not a good thing to do. So yeah, applied black, and just talk about going into the eye. Ow. I'm pretty sure that touched my eyeball. Which, yeah, pain. So I decided to continue. And do the exact same thing on the other eye, including touching the eyeball, which was, yeah, choices. Questioned life, then went in with white paint on black to do whatever the hell that is. That monstrosity, what I can't even justify what I did. More upside down birds and wrinkles for some reason, but you can't have them too prominent, so I tried to blend them out. Then red lips over black paint. Smiled because it looks trash. Then added white on. Yes, you've got to neaten all of this up. You know, you can't have messy lines when you look this trash. So went in, neatened everything up that I could find. Black outlined the lips.
God! No,
And then
God, please, no!
added more depth, more black paint to the cheeks. Because this wasn't enough paint to start with. I needed This face paint is like, this is oil based and lasts a while. Make sure that you bring up your blush into your eyes so you get nice blue all into your red cheeks. And then apply extra red, really trash, down at the bottom into your cheeks, which is that's into the mouth. The lips have now blended with the mouth and the rest of it. More white paint. More white paint. Yeah, John Wayne Gacy is coming through at this point. And you know what this really needed? Green. This really needed some green. So I created these fern-looking things on my eyes. But this wasn't enough. I needed to connect them with a triangle in the middle. Wow. So I did that. Regret. Pain. All the makeup lifts off. Wow. None of it is down. But you know, me being me, I kept going. Instead of stopping, you know, when I should have done. No, I'll keep going. And, you know, it might work out. It did not. Newsflash, it did not. All the paint lifted off because it was too much paint. It's too thick. So, yep, serve, question life.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
Question. Then rub it all off. Honestly, this was probably the best decision I made. Grabbed as many makeup wipes as I could. I had one left. That is the one that came in clutch for this entire thing. That one makeup wipe is the savior of this. The blue brows later on. And yeah, decided to do it all over again. Made sure that everything was off that I could get off with that one. I'm pretty sure that's tissue at this point. Yep, that's plain tissue, which my skin loves. Nice clean face. I then grabbed foundation. This was the best decision I made. Grabbed some foundation and mixed the paint in with it on a palette of cardboard. But yeah, mixed it together with a beauty blender and then actually put it on my face, and it looks so much better. The application is much smoother, much more even, and it looks decent. It's still really pale because it's a clown, but like, yeah. Decided to define these brows because, yes, to be honest, they were iconic. Those blue brows, I'm kind of tempted to rock them in the future. Decided to add more to neaten it up. And I was having a look at the game that we were streaming this night, and it was from Fia. It was a demo. And the clown in that had these little diamonds over their eyes. So I decided to add it to my makeup. It actually looked kind of cool. It definitely gave carnival vibes. Eyebrows were not there for me, so I decided to go back in. And last thing was the lips. So I added extra lips, rounded them off because I thought that would be cool. And then went in with the handle of the brush to add depth with like some black paint. It actually looked pretty good. Apart from the mess that it made. So yes. Neatened that up and then went back in with that black paintbrush to add some depth to these diamonds. I wanted like a 3D effect on them. So I went through, tried to add as much depth as possible to all of them. And it actually looked decent. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. It got a little bit messy and I missed quite a bit on this one. As you can see, there's like red coming through, but don't call me out. Continued and then thought some tears would look perfect for this. So added a couple of tears. I thought it kind of add to the pop art feel. Added that lightness to my brows as well to add some depth. And final thing was I went in with some blush. And yeah, so I just added a little bit of the pink paint to my foundation to add some blush. Look cool. Finishing details. Grabbed a tiny little brush. The smallest one I could get. There we go. Grabbed some white paint and added these little dots. And I actually really liked them. This was probably my best part of this. It added like a lot of depth and cartoony feel to it. Added some on the forehead as well, which made it look shiny. And yeah, it looked decent. Added some in the middle of the lips too for some extra depth, realism, and all the rest. Added my clown nose, and it was done. I then continued to stream with this for 5 hours, which was another mistake. If you enjoyed the content, be sure to subscribe. But yes, see you in the next one. Goodbye.